Assalamu alaikum, guys. So let's welcome in our new show. We are having a very vulnerable guest. Her name is Zoya Mauna. So in the starting, we are going to start in the name of Allah, who's the most merciful and beneficent. So before and she is a very honorable and well-known social media manager, and she is also a psychiatrist as well. So in the beyond hand, she is also the public speaker, and so we are going to start with our new show with the new topic, and the topic is the how to avoid from the addiction. As we know, the addicted person are each and every day are getting habitual of each and everything. So we are having a very remarkable and reputable personality in front of us. Her name is Zoya, as I told you earlier. So we are going to discuss this topic in detail with her. So we would like to welcome Miss Zoya Momna in our show. So thank you, Ms. Zoya Mamna, that you took your precious time and come our show. So I would like to give you a chance to introduce yourself in front of our viewers.
Thank you so much for having me first. And for sure, I can introduce myself. I am basically a published writer and working as a professional content writer on different genres and different topics. Basically, I am working as a debater, as a public speaker from my teenage, but nowadays I'm making my name in English debates and our Pakistan Declamation Contest. I am working as a well-known co-author of different anthologies, which is published internationally, almost in the three published anthologies and almost 6 to 7 in the progress. And I am Alhamdulillah performed an English adjudicator in the STEAM adjudication panel in different English contests in India. And I am doing my best as a social media manager as well. That's my introduction basically.
That's nice. Miss, we would like to start with our new topic, that is the addiction. Could you please tell us that what is addiction and how to avoid from it in our daily routine? Do you have any one example? Can you detail us about it?
For sure. Basically, I'll just start with the book which I published, which have many genres and topics, and basically quotes about that, which basically concern with any kind of addiction with humans or addiction with anything. Firstly, if I can start a tale of resilience, passion, or unwavering determination, you can say that defines the journey of any writer who want to write on the some specific genres, which basically concern the society, which basically concerned with the humans as well. The basic thing is that each of us embarks on a path with any kind of dream. If I'm talking about my writing passion or my writing career or my book, so I'm talking about that vision of the words escaping from our hearts, which we can write in our words or which we can write on the blank canvas of the page, you can say. But the journey is not always smooth. Any kind of journey, any kind of addiction or any kind of way we can say is not always smooth. It is basically riddled with obstacles, doubts, ups and downs, moments when its life itself is curiously looking like conspire against our inspirations. Basically, if I'm talking about the addiction, so addiction is basically that kind of thing in which dimly lit corners of our society lies down, in which I can say that addiction is basically that kind of thing in which many humans are just like lied down and down in that kind of thing. In the dimly lit corners of our society, where shadows like dance with the echoes of broken dreams, and yet the broken dreams and the shadows of some kind of broken heart or broken dreams consistently related with the addiction, I can say. Basically, the echoes of broken dreams lies a silent war within the human, within the rages that which is within the human soul, basically. Addiction is basically a battle against an invisible enemy, I can say, or one that grips heart with iron claws and whispers, which promises of a temporary solace, I can say. Addiction is basically a word heavy with a stigma, I can say. It carries within it the weight of countless shattered lives, countless lost hopes, countless fractured relationships, countless fractured any kind of hope, I can say, which we can and underestimate like the different with humans, I can say. At its core, addiction is not merely a physical dependence on substance or behaviors. It's not a physically dependence on anything. It's a desperate cry for relief. from the harsh realities of existence, from the harsh realities of life, from the harsh realities of ups and downs of the life. It's basically the silent scream of wounded spirit, I can say. It's a seeking refuge in the numbness of oblivion, which we can want to forget, or which we can want to innovate in the different imaginations, I can say. Addiction is basically a harrowing journey
Yeah, it's a
that begins
really
with a single
vulnerable.
step into the abyss, or yes, yes,
Yeah,
please.
yeah, yeah, keep going,
Yes,
keep going.
please.
No, nothing. I was
Okay,
just
thank you so much.
interrupting you.
Okay, so
Carry on your answer.
basically, I'm just basically talking about the silent scream of addiction, I can say. As its core, as I said, that addiction is not merely physical dependence or on any substance or any kind of human behavior, I can say, but it's basically the silent scream of a wounded spirit, which seeking refuge in the numbness of oblivion. It preys upon the vulnerable, wrapping its tendrils around the weary and the wounded, and offering false comfort in exchange for the very essence. I can say that. But in the dimly lit corners of our minds as well, where, as I said, the shadows dance with the whispers of temptation, shadows dance with the broken mind, with the broken hearts, with the broken hopes, or with the broken imagination, even. It lies a maze that countless souls have ventured into, only to find themselves ensnared in its intricate web. This is basically the silent scream of addiction.
Assalamu alaikum. Today, my name is Furkan Ahmed. In front of our session with the new guest, her name is Zoa Momina. So she is a well-known personality into the front of into the whole Pakistan. She is a well psychiatrist and as well as she is a good speaker and also she is also a good social media manager. So I would like to welcome her in our show, ma'am. Thank you so much that you took your precious time that you came into our field. So today we are having a new topic that is the how to be get avoided from the affected addiction and how to remove the habituality of keep remaining at one place. So Ms. Zoya, I would like to invite you first of all. Thank you for your precious time again, and I would like to give you the chance to introduce yourself briefly in a little information. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me, firstly. And yes, I can introduce myself. I'm basically Zoya Momna. My pen name is I'm writer on different genres and different topics. I'm a well-known debater from my teenage, and nowadays I'm working as a public speaker and making my name in English debates in Al Pakistan Definition Contest. I am, Alhamdulillah, well-known co-author of international mythologies and has performed as an English educator at the esteemed education column and different book writing contests. And yes, I'm doing my best at social media manager as well. Thank you.
Thank you for your complete brief information. The introduction you have gave us, it is a really there is a complete biography in us, and by this introduction we have learned a lot from your skills and your teamwork. And so we are going to moving towards our topic. So, ma'am, could you please describe that what are the symptoms of the addiction that should every person avoid from it, and how a addicted person reacts? Can you please give the information about it?
For sure. If I'm talking about the addiction, so I'm here talking about the addiction of human or addiction of anything, which I can say, if I start. So basically, if I'm talking about the dimly light corner of our society, where shadows of imagination, of broken imagination, of broken heart, of broken hope, dance with the echoes of broken dreams. Basically lies a silent war that lives within the human soul, basically, rather than human condition or rather than human physical existence. It basically within the human soul, the most important or the most cruel thing I can say. It's basically a battle against an invisible enemy. Invisible enemy is directly contrast with the broken dreams, broken hopes, and broken thoughts, we can say. It is basically one that whips hearts with iron claws, we can say, and whispers promises of temporary solace. Addiction, a word with a heavy with a sigma, carries within the weight of countless shattered hopes, countless shattered lost hopes, or countless shattered dreams, countless imaginations, and fractured relationships, you can say. Basically, addiction at its core, addiction is not merely a physical dependence on substance or any kind of human behavior or any kind of human physical existence, but it is basically a desperate cry for relief from the harsh realities, from the harsh ups and downs of existence, from the harsh realities of life.
Okay.
I can say that, which was basically seeking refuge. Basically, it preys upon the vulnerable, wrapping its tendrils around the weary and the wounded things, which was basically destroyed the inner soul of human, and offering false comfort in exchange for their variations, I can say. Yes.
Thank you so much for your answer of this question, and you have given us so many informative information regards that. And we are moving towards our next question about the addiction. Ma'am, what do you think that what are the impacts of the due to the creation of addiction? How does it impact on the mental health and the physical health?
Okay, basically, if I am here and able to answer your question, so for those who was answered in its grasp, addiction becomes a prison without walls, so have broken hopes, broken imaginations, broken heart basically. A cycle of highs and lows of any kind of imagination, any kind of hope. Addiction becomes a prison without walls for him or her, for them, I can say. So basically, highs and lows that perpetuates a never-ending descent into darkness. Uh, the question is that what begins a fleeting escape pain soon morphs into an insatiable hunger, or consuming everything in its paths, in its ruins, in its imaginations, and the very fabric of one's identity, I can say.
So I have another question from you that if as you know that you're also the you're also living into the modern era. So have you ever faced any case of addiction in your life of anybody, and how did you face it?
I can say no, but the addiction is very very harmful, I can say, because the toll of addiction extends far beyond any kind of individual. It can reach with the icy fingers to touch the lives of loved ones, but families torn asunder, friendships shattered, and communities left reeling in the wake of its destructive force. Yet, amidst the wreckage, there remains a glimmer of hope and building resilience, taking spirit with these kind of addictions, especially with humans, I can say.
That's nice. Okay, one more question I would like to ask you that what are the risk factors that start is in the form of the addiction that every person should avoid from an addicted person?
Okay, okay. So basically, if I'm talking about the tumbling things of this or the tumbling things of this, so that's that's all is about, I can say, is in the trembling hands, reaching out for help. Then, or we can say that we find the strength to combat the darkness of that kind of false things about addiction or recovery. And recovery is not merely about abstaining from substance or behaviors. It's a journey of self-discovery, of reclaiming lost upbringings and forgiving a new path towards healing. It's very very difficult about any person who is addicted by some other person, specifically because the addiction of humans is kind of very very harmful. But it's not like make no mistake, because the road to recovery is fraught with obstacles. Each step forward accompanied by the haunting specter of relapse. It's a battle fought not just once, but every single day, as individuals wrestle with their inner demons, as individuals wrestle with their demons as well, as the individuals wrestles with the strive to reclaim their lives from the clutches of addiction. So, yeah, in the midst of despair, there is also hope, some kind of which addict these kind of addiction with the hope, and it can change with the hope and can change with the self trust, self hope, and self trust. We can say.
Absolutely, this is really the reality that whatever you said in the answer of this question. And how does genetics play a role in addiction susceptibility?
Yes, that's a very good question. But the main thing is, at its core, addiction is basically any kind of gender or any kind of relentless pursuit of escapism or a desperate attempt to numb the pain or silence the voices, I can say. It can fill the void within. It's not specific about any kind of gender, but in our addiction that in humans, the gender of male or the man can easily go or throughout with this kind of addiction, but women can. But it's the basic thing is that it's not addiction is not specifically any kind of we can say any kind of relaxation within the gender. It adapts both genders as well. It whispers sweet promises of solace and relief, only to leave behind a trail of devastation in its wake, I can
Yeah,
say.
absolutely. And how can
But
family and
the
friends?
thing is that amidst the darkness, there is some
Mhm.
kind of sun. Oh, so yes, it's not considered with any kind of gender, not any kind of male or female, right?
Yeah, absolutely. How can family and friends who are struggling with the addiction, how they can improve it?
That's some kind of good question, I can say. But as I told out that in this kind of addiction, there are many things that in this struggle, family is torn asunder. It's like from this addiction, even friends torn asunder. Friends can even leave the other person who has some kind of addiction with some other person or any kind of thing. But the main thing is this battle against addiction is far from over. It's a lifelong struggle. It's not some kind of sometime struggle, but it's a lifelong struggle, a constant reminder of the fragility of our humanity, or the other persons, the surroundings or the family are ever present, are lurking just beyond the horizon, I can say. But in this thing, the human who is addicted from any kind of thing, any kind of human, he or she or they must have to stand together, I can say, and they must have to realize that they have still hope, they have still trust, they have still some kind of the most powerful, I can say, Allah. So he or she or they has to or have to believe on that personality. So yes.
Yeah, absolutely. This is really a thing. And how does it affect on our brain? How does it affect on our
Yes,
brain?
yes, 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 yes. Basically, the addiction and Basically, the addiction and the recovery of this is a testament to the resilience of human spirit. It does not only affects the human mind, it affects the human spirit, it affects the human soul, it affects the human physical existence, I can say. So, the recovery of addiction hope of the human soul, or even of the human behavior. Because of addiction, human can change his behavior, and it's totally very harmful for others as well as recovery. Basically, recovery of addiction is some kind of, I read somewhere that it's a beacon of light in the darkest of nights. So it's a journey of self-discovery, forgiveness, and redemption. And yes, testament to the power of love, support, and community. If there's any other questions, so please ask. Otherwise, let's
Yeah,
move forward
I
now.
just asked. Yeah, I just asked a question. That is there any various difference between the physical and behavioral and the mental behavior of the during the case of addiction?
Yes, yes, I already told about this. The addiction is kind of some kind of thing that not affect only human behavior or human mind. It affects the human soul. It affects the human feelings as well. So yes, addiction changes the human physical existence and human's mind, especially because of it changes in human minds and human concepts of mind. There is some kind of change in behavior which affects the surroundings of that kind of person, or which affects the surroundings or which affect the friends or families of that kind of person. So yes, it harms the in the both cases as physical existence as well and human behavior and in the mind existence as well.
Yeah, Miss Zoya Momna, that's all our show. So thank you your precious time that you took care that you've been we're here after a long time here. So I would like to thank you especially for your precious time and for you that you manage
Thank you
these
so
all
much for
questions.
having me. And there is some kind of reset here. Yes, 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 yes. I said thank you so much for having me. And there's some kind of mishaps here. So we'll surely try our best doing in the next interview, in the next podcast for sure.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And by discussing these addiction, the people who has listened us and they will and who will listen us, they will get a lesson by achieving your answers, and they will improve themselves, inshallah. So thank you again, and inshallah we will meet at a one new session with new topic. Have a good day. Allah Hafiz.
Thank you so much for having me.